So today we're going to go over a Octane pad guide and a few other little basic Octane tips as well, but we're going to mainly focus on his ultimate, which is the jump pad. We're going to place it here to start things off and just kind of central to this little corner bit here. And we're in fire range and just looking at how far it goes, and this is after Season 8, which is like the newest kind of update. And Octane did get a bit of a buff in the last, his pad got a few extra little bits, the slide and the stand are a bit different now. So we're going to go over them today and just measure lengths and stuff like that, and go over a few things you may not have known. So first we're just going to run into it and see how far we go. Obviously if you run, you're just going to land and stand in the same place, so pretty much between the arc stars and nades right here. So we won't mark that because it has a bit of a marker there. So then if we decide to stim into it and run, then to be honest it's the slightest bit further, but very, very difficult to notice. So in terms of running, I wouldn't recommend stimming, no need to really. The next bit, which is the new main focus to me, and what makes Octane actually very viable now in terms of ranked and pubs, he's always been viable and fun to play, but he's actually more useful now in team play because of this. So this is the sliding one. So if you slide, you get more of a lower, further arc, and obviously if you slid, you're going to land in a sliding position. So you pretty much land in line with this here. So we'll put a little marker here, and that was just sliding without stimming. Now if we head back over and get a stimming one on, so if we sprint, stim, and then slide, and obviously you're going to land in a slide again, but you do get to pretty much here. So I think you do get about midway here. So I mean, that's a difference. Sometimes it can make a big difference, but you gotta remember you also have the double jump. So it doesn't and it does. It makes a slight difference to if you're gonna get to a building or not. But yeah, so if we just do this here, obviously you slide, and if you do a double jump right when you're about to land, you're gonna kind of surpass all of them by a far. But that's the difference, basic difference between them. If you double jump doing this one and this one, you would go further if you stim. So I'd recommend stimming whenever you can. So the next thing we'll go over is more of the less used kind of things you can do with the pad. Now, to me, there's 4 different uses for a pad, and 2 of them I've already kind of showed you, just the standard slide and the standard sliding, the standard walking, and the standard crouching one. Sorry, but there's also one. Obviously, you can go backwards. If you walk backwards, you can just do this. But it's not very often that you want to run in front of the pad and do that. A little tip you can do, if you stand really close to this pad and you melee it, or just hit it with your fists or your heirloom in my case. But if you hit it and you press back at the same time, you do kind of ping backwards like that, and it does send you a long way. It's one of them things that's a bit fiddly to actually do if you're running away from someone, but obviously you can just do that as well. Now they do go the same distance, doesn't make a difference what you do. But there's also one more thing I'll show you, and we'll go up here to do this. Now with Horizon's Q, obviously it goes straight up, and it does go higher than the pad can, but I mean the pad's more versatile, it has more use, but you can kind of do, I'd say you can go up kind of 2/3, 3/4 of the way up that the Horizons can, which is just straight up in the air. And you do have the double jump, so you can get on structures like this pretty easily just from here. Now, obviously you can do it by just walking into it if you really want to try, but sometimes you just kind of get stuck on stuff like that. Now, if it's placed well, you can walk really, really close to it and just hit it, and you go straight up. Then if you double jump, you can easily get on top. Now, there is a little bit of gameplay that I'll show after this, me actually doing this in game, and I try getting a few kind of examples. But yeah, very handy tip. Actually does help with gunfights sometimes and getting into structures like the cage on King's Canyon. Really annoying structure to get into, but yeah, with one of them and just a double jump, you can get right in the top of there easily. And it's not something that people expect. So the next little tip I have here, you can see I've changed the call stick. If you put things on this pad and throw anything on it, it does go a good distance. It's not something that you use very often with things like caustic and grenades, but they do bounce off it. It's just a little tip, not a lot of people might know. And the main thing that it can be used for is if you're an Octane, obviously you have the pads. You can use one to bounce to another one, just like this. I've already done it with just now. And you can use it to bounce to the next one, and yeah, so on. So what else you can do though, as obviously I said, let's pick up some nades quick. You can just throw nades on it, and they do bounce off. There you you go, like that. And I'm not sure if they go the same distance. And okay, they kind of go-ish to the same area. And then you can also throw caustic. Now, see that double bounce, that one? But it's something that a lot of people know, and obviously it's a weird thing to want to do. But you can actually launch pads, use launch pads to launch caustic gas traps. Now, I mean, you never see it done, but yeah, just a little thing. You can throw whatever you want. I think everything pretty much bounces off this. Something I don't know about, which I'll quickly check. Let me just try and get caustic ultimate, and we'll check if the ult bounces off it. Once again, very much of a novelty thing to do. It's not going to be anything special. Right, so we have caustic ult here. Now, if you chuck it on the middle of the pad, then it did bounce off, but it went in a pretty weird direction. Not too sure why that was about, but yeah, it does bounce off as well. But yeah, you can use the pads to chain pads or bounce things off pads. Obviously this one landed right up here, and that was just a double bounce from there. But yeah, something to have fun with. So the next couple tips I have, these are very much, they're not very, they're more based on, I mean they're based on the pad, but it's a couple of tips for you using it and using it in team play. So for example, if I just quickly grab a gun, I'll grab a Spitfire and just go and find a pad that I've already put down. So here for example, one, you can destroy them. Now, it's obvious to a lot of people, and if you already know that, then fair enough, you're a smart guy. But yeah, they have about 200 health. Sometimes it goes to 209 like it did then. But yeah, anyone can destroy a pad. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure even teammates can. But anyone that can shoot a pad can destroy it. So they're kind of better than ziplines in that way because you can get rid of them. So yeah, just a little tip. And the final one is if someone's down on your team and you're kind of you've committed to the fight and you're losing it. Someone gets knocked and you're still up. Chuck a pad down, because even when someone's down and they're crawling really slowly, just like this, that pad can really launch you, like, that can get you out of a fight. And obviously easy to follow them, easy to res. So yeah, just a little side tip there. Not so much for the movement of the pad, but just the usefulness of it. And yeah, it can be used in many different ways. So a final little tip while I'm in fire range is just the double jump. Obviously the double jump is one of these things that is used a lot and just needs to be used right, really. So with the Octane pad, if you just slide into it, obviously you get the lower, further arc. You want to wait until very, very low and then hit the button, the double jump button. So you can kind of make it to around this area. And if you do it too early, for example, you will kind of make it to more like this area. I did test it a bit earlier. But obviously that's a hell of a difference, so you always want to wait till late or not use it at all if you're landing in the right place. You can really get a lot more distance out of that extra double jump if it's used right. Now, the other thing I wanted to just test was the distance between the pad and the zip line if used in the same kind of place. Now, you just see me go on the pad goes to about here with the double jump, and the pathy zip line goes to, it's a little bit further. It's a little bit further. But what you do have to think about is the distance, how long it takes on the zipline. Nowadays, the Octane, I haven't got someone else with me to test this, but I did know this because of videos I've seen, games I've played. The pad does travel quicker than the zipline. So, to be honest, I think these two, you'd probably get to that same area at the same time, because this is faster. This whole way is faster. If you just did this, then you got the stim off here, climb this, and well, if you did it all quickly, for example, then I think you'd end up here at the same time. It might be worth timing that, yeah. But yeah, that's how you use double jumps. You don't want to ever use them early. There is literally no reason to ever use them early, because I mean, if you do this, for example, and you use it here, you don't gain anything. You literally just go up a little bit higher and fall down quicker. The last thing I will say is if you're not traveling far, I would not recommend using it, because I'll show you here. If you use a pad and you say you're like going landing near people and you hit it here, it makes you very, very still for kind of like a second or two, and in high tier gameplay that can be devastating. You can die very, very easily from that. You can get one clip by R3 or 1 with ease. So yeah, unless you have to, and unless you're like, the arced one's fine because you're traveling a lot and it's very hard to get hit, like that for example. But yeah, You don't want to be using it and pulling back and then just using it to kind of jump on the spot like that. It's just not useful. You want to try and land and slide whenever you can. And the arc sliding one is a lot better for landing in sliding positions. So after going over all the different ways you can use a pad, I just went into games and I got a few options for you and showed you a few places where you can basically do this too. So the first one's on Olympus, around the Growing Towers area. This one's in Cage on Kings Canyon. Didn't actually kill this guy, but teammate killed him. We won the fight, so not too bothered. But yeah, another place on Olympus is over, I don't know what this place is called, but yeah, the place where you can jump across the two buildings that are really high up. You can actually pad across them, which in some ways it can be very, very helpful. So that's just a few very, very simple ways that you can use a pad, but there's millions. Honestly, there's maybe not millions, but there's hundreds/thousands. But yeah, that's just the movement ones, and then just to put a couple clips in. I mean, I had like kind of 5 games and took a few clips out of a few of them. Nothing too special, but yeah, and I got a win to end it. So I'll just talk over the last few. As you can see, I use the pad here and just walk into it and land on this guy, who dies very quickly. Teammate ever got the other guy low already, so easy kills, and just res a teammate. Still playing Octane, using how fast he is, it's so good. Now this is me with a Kraber. Never use a Kraber, no, not a sniper, and you'll find out from videos in the future that I don't use snipers. So you know this clip and this game altogether, actually, the Kraber for a while, and I hit a couple shots, and yeah, probably the best Kraber gameplay I've ever done. Got a bit cocky when I tried killing this Octane here, as you'll see in a minute. But basically, I didn't know where he went, so and then I realised he didn't. Well, then I tried looting, and then I realised that I ran away, waiting for him. Then he started shooting, and there he is. So then I decided I'll try and no-scope him. I think it was first. Yeah, would have been cool. It would have been cool. Then I decided to paddle him, then try and no-scope him. Never miss. And then we did get him eventually with the R301. You know, the old trusty gun that I can actually shoot people with. But yeah, that's another little way you can use a pad to get to someone quickly. Now, honestly, pads are used mainly for getting away, as you can see in this last clip, and what I did in the last one was just using it to jump on a team really quickly. If you get someone low, you can get on and finish them. This team didn't really know what to do when I had a Kraber. I wish I hit that shot, but I did kill him after. Yeah. So this is just a random duo. I didn't know the guy was playing with. I was playing solo. So this is a shot on the light. I tried getting cocky again there. Hit the no scope. Didn't hit him at all. They were not even close. But that's a nice headshot there. And then, as you can see from this, I get the quick shield swap off, and then I actually destroy this guy. I mean, I think I 158 it in him, and I really should have killed him here. So that's number 18. So he probably had what 20-40 health, something like that. And I wish I killed him there. Should have been there. And that guy hits me hard with a sentinel, I think it was. So, and that is when I use the crouch to pad, and then I can kind of arc my way around to this place if they don't have a line of sight. And then I went back around that way and sped it up because you don't want to see me heal. Once again, fried 2 of them pretty hard, and eventually I did knock this horizon. There we go. And you'll see it once again here because the pad does get back so quickly. Obviously I just used it to get away from this fight, and then I just did a lap round, come back, and I've got my pad back again. So I just knocked one of them, and I think I heard resin about now. So I thought, okay, let's pad over. Tried hitting a couple lucky shots there. Maybe got a couple like 40 hits off him or something, but almost crack him there. And then he runs off. I think he zipped to the right. Now I noticed that Horizon's still somewhere. There she is. Yep, finish her. Well, don't finish her, but knock her. And then this little play here, the Pathfinder gets a couple of good wingman shots on me, and then hits me to half health. I get a bat off, and I see when I'm from the second.
I'll get you, bitch.
Just there that he's coming towards me. So I get the stim and I quickly go to the other side. And eventually I was a bit scared there because I'm in half health, but yeah, we did get him in the end and kept that health. But yeah, there we go. So there you have it. That's the Octane pad guide. I hope you learned something from the video. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. There's a lot more stuff coming soon. Going to try and keep up with this now. Been on and off for a long time, and it's been too long. Yeah, I've enjoyed making this video. I need to try and get some more clips and videos going just to yeah, keep it fresh. But yeah, cheers guys, thanks for watching, make sure you subscribe, and peace out for now.